shove past a Goliath woman. Keep in mind, remember, is she's like what, 8.5 feet tall?
Yeah, 8 foot tall.
She's 8 feet tall. She's easily 3 feet taller than you are, and you.
So I essentially
limping.
I essentially try to dance past her, and it doesn't really do a great job. So I just end up kind of shoving her.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
But now I'm right in front of the board, and I'm right there, and I'm ready.
All right. Go ahead.
And I make an attack with my rapier, and I get a natural 19 plus 5, 24.
Absolutely.
I need those dice.
And
you rolled pretty well. It's been a good night so far.
7 plus 3, 10.
Yeah, no, you exhaustedly shove past this woman that shoved you into the bushes. You shove past this Goliath woman, and you step right in front of her. And your vision is just kind of coming back to you as you see this strange woman flip her rapier around and just stab it through the head. And it is dead.
Nice.
Remember, it's gonna imprint on her now like a duck egg. You can't get rid of her now.
If you could do that, why were you running from the board?
There were 4
All right.
Oh no, she's our new Jimmy.
Alright, so yeah, no, you guys you've solved my board puzzle.
Alright, as soon as we're out of initiative order, I'm working on getting these
Yeah,
in.
go ahead and...
Can I collapse on the ground due to blood loss? And
Yeah, no,
exhaustion?
you're absolutely... Cool. You're out of... When you're out of combat, you can do what your character would do.
Cool.
16 on the first roll.
10
on the second roll.
What the fuck happened to you?
Yeah, you slowly go through it and you wipe out the flame, and there's a very distinct path where the fire was, but now you guys are back in darkness. Those of you without dark vision can't exactly see, which I think at this point, is that just remember right now?
No, Tempson.
I cast a dark
He
vision.
cast dark vision on himself. No, it would wear off if it lasts a minute. How long does that last for you?
I don't know
They
what
have it. They say, do you have the player's handbook? I'll look for that because I don't have it written down. But just so y'all know, Temsin comes walking out with like the boar over his shoulders, and it's hanging down to where it's like the head is almost touching the ground and the other legs are almost touching the ground because of his size. But he's just like trudging out with his boar.
Aren't you like 3 feet tall?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said the head of it is almost touching the ground, and
No,
the
it
legs are almost touching the ground.
It
He's just
absolutely
like,
would be dragging behind you. Like, it's a very, very large boar.
I'm going to
Just like-
release hiss on this board. Or what's left of it.
Yeah.
This is what the remains of a boar is. Let me cook it for you. But there's some parts that are raw that you might like better.
He just starts going, it's good. And he just like hops in it a little bit.
Oh,
and
you're getting so dirty.
And he starts flinging up pieces and like catching them.
You're going to get a bath after this.
And he's going, it's good. And like is like just
dogs, it's like you're trying to get him to hold.
Wait.
No. And he's just going to town on this exploded boar. And you've got a half-elf woman sitting on the ground. Just
Oh yeah,
bleeding
who's
out.
a stranger?
What the fuck happened to you?
I'd love to know
So-
who shot me.
I don't carry guns.
is there, because it doesn't say, it just says you can spend, it is 2 key points. You can spend 2 key points to cast Darkness, Dark Vision, Pass Without Trace, or Silence without providing material components. Additionally, you gain the Minor Illusion cantrip. Didn't realize I had Minor Illusion
Look
if
at you.
don't already know it. So it doesn't give a time span.
An 8-hour spell, my dude.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, no. Okay, so you guys can all see except for remember at this
Okay.
point.
I'm gonna
Thank you. I
Google
will
it.
So
remember that
the only thing that's really casting any light would be if you guys kept your fire kind of glowing in your campsite. That would be the only light that you've got right now.
I imagine we probably would have since there are people watching, but
Yeah.
I'm Googling really quickly to figure out whether or not you're supposed to yank an arrow out of somebody's body, and the
You're
cursory look is no. You're not supposed to yank it out, but I don't know what you're supposed to do.
Also,
I could.
you each take 200 experience points for
Yeah.
I need a separate color for XP.
Which one would you like? Madam?
Oh.
Now we're only 600 points away from leveling. Let's go fight more boars.
Yeah, genuine. Let's go fight more bigger things.
So that's 8 hours for dark vision.
You said 200?
Yeah,
I will
you
have
each
to
get
the
200.
times for each spell. And I need to look up minor illusion.
Carly, in D&D Beyond,
Yeah.
you're actually able to change your experience points as you get them. So I
You-
can show you that later.
Super cool.
Click on there.
Ooh,
And then manage
somebody with
experience.
2,400 followers.
And then there you go. And then you can type in.
Ooh.
Yeah, just type it, and then you can apply the changes.
Y'all were so close.
I know, we're almost cool. It's so
Very
loud.
unsettling.
You've got some
Sorry.
prey response.
It was super
government.
quiet, so I like turned it up, but then like the wolves were really loud.
Gotta protect my neck.
Alright, so you guys go ahead and darkness descends again.
So,
There's now just this swath of burned underbrush.
I'm gonna make sure that the hogs that we do have. How many do we have that we can use like to eat and like
You've
process?
You've
two
got
bastards.
You've got 3 because one explode. No, you've got 2.
Two, one
'Cause one
exploded.
exploded and one got away.
Listen,
Okay.
this was very happy.
Before we can go to sleep,
I was feeding my boy.
remember, would you want to help Tenzin clear out
I'm
all
gonna
the
take
guts?
the arrow out the wounded person and tend to her wounds.
We are not the healers.
Well, the healer's
The
not
healer's
gonna do the damn job.
Alright, Tamsin's gonna make sure all the guts.
So Tenzin just like drags, like you kind of like offer a wave to the person who you like put a crossbow bolt, and
No, I don't wave. I don't acknowledge them yet. I will later. I drop the boar and then I start clearing out the guts because I don't want to attract wolves and that crap is going to attract wolves. So he starts clearing out all the guts and then he's going to make sure the other boar are going to be covered with smoke so they don't rot and attract flies overnight.
Don't cover my boy. He's eating somewhere.
and you
Okay.
just see like some leaves as he's like now gotten distracted with like what's this, as he's like now distracted with other things on the forest.
My boy,
Yes.
don't go too far.
you just hear what's this translate just like slowly devolve into hiss as he like
He
goes
starts
exploring.
Fitzum's
Hey, you come back here.
Fitzum's probably eating at some of the like blown up
Yeah.
hog as well.
All right, cool. So
I'm gonna go pick up my dragon son before he goes away.
Stranger. What the fuck is your name?
My name is Rinna.
Okay. Why are you here?
Okay, we're not doing an interrogation right now. I know you should not take the arrow out of somebody's body. We're in fantasy time. Can I just take the arrow out of her body and give her a health potion and call it a damn day?
yeah, that would do it.
Sick.
Oh,
Okay,
I
that's
gotta
what I'm gonna do.
heal her. I gotta pick up my boy really quick from daycare. I'll be right
Never
back.
knows better by this point. Get my boy from daycare.
Hang on, I gotta just pick up
When we
his
bleed out, it's fine.
Listen, if my son goes missing in this dark, dangerous world, I'll be very upset.
Okay, well at the very least I'm gonna take the arrow out and like tourniquet.
Cool, so I'm gonna come back.
So this Goliath woman just goes and is like, hold on, and then takes a crossbow bolt out of your calf. Excellent.
And then... Oh, you didn't get that hurt, right? So
not too bad.
I'm gonna
Just little
do cure,
a scratch.
All right.
cure wounds, and that's okay. It would be where am I? What is this? 8. That's a 7 plus 4. That's 11 points of healing. You're welcome.
Yeah, that.
Thank God.
So, Carly, you watch as this woman who has shoved you is now like cradling a dragon
Yeah.
in one arm. She
A
comes
bloody
over
dragon.
a bloody dragon, and she's like, "Hold on one second." And she murmurs a couple words, and your leg glows, and the flesh knits itself back together, and the wound just seals itself up like it was never there, and you feel fine. You've got a little bit of a twinge in your leg, but like it feels more like you had a Charlie horse during the night, and it'll like fade in a little bit, not like you just had a crossbow bolt in your leg 2 seconds ago.
Who the hell are you guys? You lit the forest on fire.
Oh, we don't have a name yet, so we can't introduce ourselves properly.
There's the Avengers.
I'm Rinna. I'm not familiar with magic.
Ooh. Puts immediately
Oh no.
His like peeks his head back out of the hood a little bit, and he's like, "What's that? What's that?"
Oh, you're so bloody. That.
He starts like rubbing his head on the inside of
Oh
it.
no, baby, I have to wash this now. Okay. And then she just starts wiping it all over him since she's gonna have to wash it.
And he
anyway.
just is like rubbing all over the inside of his
Like,
little
sweet boy.
fur-lined or leather, whatever you had it done. I think it was like a soft leather kind of line.
Yeah.
Side note, because I was thinking about this the other day. How do we feel about like the Chosen or something like that?
That sounds gratuitous.
It does.
Are we like huddling and talking about this while
Yeah,
like,
what's our
strangers?
name?
Character voices. You gotta be in character
Hold on.
voices.
I can't introduce us yet. We need a name.
Well, we don't want to go around Huron saying we're the chosen ones.
Yes, but we
I hear
need
them?
something. Shh. We need something so that people will recognize us. It's all about brand recognition now.
Right. Remember when we were in Hollowbell and we did way too much brand recognition and now we can't go back there?
Tamsin walking now.
Tamsin gets done with the boars. Like, just making sure that it won't attract bears or wolves, making sure that, like, flies won't be there in the morning, and he just walks up to the three of you huddled next to a shell-shocked woman.
Tamsin's gonna walk past them.
Oh, I just
Right up to
wasted
this-
a spell
yeah,
slot on someone who
half
was
elf,
only
right?
a magic.
Tamsin walks right up to the half elf, and he's just like, I'm sorry about the arrow to the leg. I swear that wasn't supposed to go there. I couldn't see very well, and there was just this weird creature running at us.
Too
So
bad you
I
were a
was,
dog, it's fine.
I was trying to protect my mates. So,
You might
that
be
was some
shocked.
great shooting out there, by the way. Very impressive.
I'm also sorry you shot me. So, okay. Okay.
That's understandable.
You had
trouble
a
to our
nice
camp.
shot as well,
Thanks. I'm Tamsin.
Rinna.
Rinna, nice to meet you. These are my mates. Angarad, remember?
Mates, when did this start? Time out!
He's supposed to be English, that's what they call their friends.
She got it. And Sabine.
Anarith, remember?
Sabine.
Safine.
This is why my mother gave me a proper name as a name.
Angarad? Angarad. Okay, sorry.
What were
This
you?
is fucking clothes. I'm not memorable in these clothes.
It's okay. Soon enough.
I hate this fucking country. Already. We've
Wait.
been here for 2 hours.
Are we
I
even
hate
in the
this
country?
What were you doing
We don't know yet.
running in the woods from boars?
Well, I was sleeping,
What
and
was in
then
her arms? Can I go
I
spin
was
around her stuff?
running from the boars. The boars came
Yeah,
into
you
my
can.
camp,
Well, do
and-
you still have? No, you would have dropped what you were.
Yeah, it dropped. It dropped when I got shot, and I like stumbled into them. I dropped my stuff kind of in a
I
pile.
would have immediately gone over there. and
Sophine,
started
you see
snooping around
Sophine
them.
like walk off in the direction of where you dropped your things.
Okay.
I just used my foot to kind of like shimmy,
So-
cat-like shimmy
So
around.
what would she find? What did you drop?
I've got like a backpack. It's just got like really basic stuff, rope and all that. Nothing of consequence. I've got my weapons, or the ones I wasn't using, and I have it's like a black satchel. It's kind of satiny, and it's got some weird bulky objects in it.
Yeah, she's gonna immediately open that.
Okay. Go ahead and.
Yeah, so in there, there are a couple of enchanted like items. Just like some like there's a dagger, there's some jewels.
She got magic items, y'all.
Ooh, black market. Ooh, black market.
And there's another rapier, and that's what's in the bag.
I'm gonna pull his stomach. Do you like any of these?
And he goes, oh, what's that? And he, like, you see her, like...
Don't cut yourself.
You see her, like, offer your dragon, your things, and he, like, vanishes into the satchel, and he emerges, like, using his back claws to, like, climb back up. He's clutching the jewels that you had in your bag. And he, like, vanishes off into the hood.
So I bolt over there. What are you doing?
I found these things on the ground.
That's not how this works. I was shot, and they dropped because I was shot by your party.
After you ran into our camp,
There was boars chasing me. I didn't know you were even there.
there was a fire here.
Yeah, I wasn't watching.
That would be your mistake.
Can you please give me back my jewels?
I didn't take anything.
Can your creature give me back my jewels?
Oh, but he's so happy. And like, look at it's all bloody in there now.
So he now has... What jewels did you have in your bag?
There were a couple. There was a couple of like green, like emerald type jewels, a couple of rubies,
My birthstone.
one diamond, and a couple of like quartz type gems.
Yeah, so he is now in there rolling about in his bloodied hood house with a couple of gemstones and the 2, I think you guys had given him 2 gold coins.
Yeah.
So that's what he's got in there now. And he's just kind of like rubbing his shoulders on it and stuff.
No, I'm going to need those back. Like now.
We're gonna call this payment for you disturbing our camp and us
No.
telling you
How
what
about you give them back to me and we call it even?
I'm just gonna look over to Angrod and be like,
I mean, we did take care of the problem that you brought into our camp.
The problem was
All
brought to
4 of
me
them.
though.
which you brought to us.
I didn't mean
killed
to.
you. We could have killed
He
you.
tried to.
No, he definitely shot you in the leg. Had I let you bleed out, then that would have been me trying to. But here I am healing you, so that's a doctor's fee.
Remember's just
A
gonna
murder
walk
fee.
over and be like, sorry, we're all so fucking rude. It's really late at night, and they don't really know how to talk to other human beings or any creature.
Listen, we
honestly.
saved her and we healed her.
We
Payment
did
is
not
due.
save her or healed her. We reacted to something that happened to us, and then you were going to ignore her.
No, that's not true. My son had. Well, listen, if his head had gone missing because I had to heal her, that would have been a huge deal. She wasn't bleeding out. She was fine.
The scariest one seems to be my favorite.
Either way, it is very late. We have just had something that we could call a minor emergency. I think it is best that we decide how we are going to proceed with the rest of the evening. I don't think we should stay here if we are found surrounded by the remnants of a magical fire that we caused.
Can you tell that it's magical?
Alex will be
It's
great to fire that.
It's spontaneous. It was
On
definitely caused spontaneously. There's no, it's nowhere near your actual like campfire. Like
we
it.
didn't even ask her if she was Guiranese. Guiranese?
You're on.
You're at ease.
Are you
She
from
could-
Iran?
Yes.
Perfect. We need a guide. We need to move away from this.
I know
is-
Garan, and
Not what I was thinking at all.
I'm from Garan. I can help.
So you do want to pay us, is what I'm hearing.
We are going to probably end up paying her for the services that she renders. We're not talking about the important thing, which is we need to break down camp immediately and get moving.
Oh, I was in the middle of sleeping. I want you to know that.
Remember, guys, to break down the camp and load up the horses, fucking nerds!
Yeah, your horses. Thankfully, you had tied them for the night, so they didn't like run away.
Adventure Dad, load the trunk at 1 in the morning.
Literally. He's putting all the luggage in the trunk.
Yeah, no. Remember goes over and starts just breaking down camp. And you pick up what's still on the ground.
Yeah, I pick up my items. I zip the bag.
Zip.
Ooh,
What's fasten the bag? I fasten it, and sort of load myself up. And I'm keeping a very sharp eye on Safine because she stole my jewels.
I didn't take anything.
Because it stole my jewels.
He's a good boy.
We will finish our conversation later. And I run over after to remember.
Nice.
Remember, I'm sick and tired of you harboring wusses.
protecting the innocent. I think that's the word that we're supposed to come out of your mouth.
No, there's a
Right,
very big
so-
difference.
So you guys go ahead.
Into those boars?
You guys go ahead and
What you were supposed to be doing to those boars?
I did to one of them.
you
For
continue
fuck's
to bicker as you break down camp. As Safina's like rolling up her part of the tent and everything, you guys are still like going at it. Rinna is hiding behind. Remember?
I'm just sort of around. I'm not hiding. I'm just around the area of Remember.
Sounds good. You're within reaching distance.
Yes, that's
But
right.
you guys go
Range,
ahead
you could
and
say.
you guys go ahead and you pack everything up and you kind of lead the horses through back towards the trail and then kind of down a ways, and it takes you about an hour and a half to find another satisfactory place to set up camp for
We
the
have
night.
the boars with us.
Tamsin would definitely make sure that y'all have brought the boars.
That's gonna sustain us for the next week and a half, maybe.
Sustainable living.
So you guys go ahead and
If you're
you
gonna kill it, you should eat it.
This is recycling it.
So you guys go ahead and you set up your second camp, and you manage to get through the night mostly unscathed. You probably don't sleep super well this time around.
Do I get a long rest though?
I was gonna say, do I get my spell slots back?
You'd get your it would be a long rest
Okay,
because
I mean,
with
I could do with a short
just
rest
with
too, but
just with how it was like up until watch and everything, you would go ahead and get a long rest. But you are not. You are definitely tired the next morning. You guys would probably. You're not quite at exhaustion. Actually, yeah, no, you're not quite at exhaustion because you took a long rest, but you are definitely tired. So yeah, it's the next morning. Things seem quiet and chill. There's bird song, and you can kind of hear you think you might be able to hear a river off in the direction that you're heading. Yeah, it is the next morning.
I'm going to tell the party I've got to bathe him and this robe before we get into town, because I don't know when the next time I'll be able to bathe him is.
Where did the jewels go when she bathes the robe?
You know, I'm a new mom, so I don't know yet. I'm gonna walk him over to the...
Yeah, so you guys.
I'll join her because
Yeah. You're Ingra. So you pack up camp, and your new friend Rinna is able to show you the best spot to bathe on this river, and you're able to see maybe a quarter of a mile, half a mile down south of you is actually a bridge that will take you over this small river. Trying to think. Yeah. This would actually be the first river that you've actually seen in person. The only really moving, flowing water up in Tardodith is in the citadel where they have, the ceremonies.
Right.
Other than that, you've never actually seen.
And they're cold.
Yeah, and they're freezing cold. You've never seen a river in real life.
Perfect. Is it fast moving?
The area that she's directed you to isn't super fast moving. There's a kind of, it's definitely a good spot for the horses to
I
drink
need to get
and
a
stuff.
harness for his.
just
Okay.
a singular little floaty around the middle
Oh,
of
it's
him.
like a little ducky floaty. Alright. I'm gonna take him out. Alright, boy, you have to get clean because we're going into town and no one can know you're there. So if you start smelling, they'll kill you. Great.
And he just kind of blinks up at you, and you can see where he's molting a little bit, and what you had thought was red before is actually a very rose gold pink.
My sweet boy. I'm gonna explain to him everything that he's seeing because I've realized that he's pretty curious. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. You
What's
take
this?
him out, and he's just all he's saying is, "What's this? What's this? What's this?" And then he's as you bring him to the river, he scurries back up your arm.
I know, but you have to. You smell disgusting. I know. If you bite me, so help me. And then I just hold some water and nicely wash him off.
And for a minute he freezes, and then he like slinks off your hand and starts just splashing and throwing water everywhere. He's like throwing little rocks that he finds. He's just going to town.
I'm just gonna watch him very closely so the tide doesn't like take him away. And don't go away.
Yeah. So you go ahead and you water the horses and
I'm
you
gonna wash my clothes.
you wash your cloak. What do you do with his little hoard that hangs out in the hood?
Well, I'm gonna wait until he's done, and then I'll pull him out. And like, if someone takes your shit from you, it's not my fault. And then I put it in front of him for him to hold.
Yeah,
And then
he's
I'll take
he's
it
still small enough where like it takes all of him to kind of curl around all of it, and he doesn't quite manage. He keeps like scooping pieces back. He's like buried a little bit of it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just leave him there. I'm like, if someone takes your stuff, it's not my fault. And then I'm gonna start washing my cloak.
Okay.
So I'm going to slip on by and do a sleight of hand check to see if I can snag my items back.
Oh, you
Go
know
for
my
it.
sweet boy looking at you with his loving eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, even with that. Actually, I'm a little freaked out by that. But, and I get a
shit.
18.
Yeah, no, you
Nice
like
boy.
you waggle a hand over here, and he looks and he goes, "What's that?" And he like crouches down like cat ready to pounce, and then you snap your hand away right as he pounces, and with your other hand you grab your jewels back.
I contemplate taking the coins, but I decided it's better not to piss these people off, so...
My sweet boy's jewels are gone. That's how it goes, friend.
He starts like digging a little bit when he turns back around, and then he goes, oh. And then he like curls up tighter around his
He's
coins.
like the little raccoon that puts the cotton candy in the water.
I feel bad about that, but also I don't.
Welcome to D&D.
I'm gonna come back and be like, oh, buddy, what happened?
It's gone. And he like digs a little bit, and then he like pats it,
She tricked you, didn't he?
and then he like digs a little bit, and then pats it back, and he's like, it's gone. And then he buries a coin, and then unburies a coin, and he's like, it's here. And then he like takes his coins and curls up into your cloak again.
Oh,
Sweet boy.
my sweet child.
I love him. I keep on looking at him and like wondering like how such a weird little creature could be so cute.
Yeah, you would definitely know of dragons, but like what they've taught you back in Euron is very much like these are bloodthirsty, ancient creatures that, you know, we keep them as far away as we can. We make sure that, you know, settlements aren't around them. Like, you've never, and like you've especially never heard of like a little, almost kind of maybe pink dragon. Like you're,
Yeah, it seems too sweet.
especially not one that like is so curious.
Yeah.
All right, so
Of like washing my outer layer, have taken like stuff off. No blood. No dirt. I'm already drab enough. I don't need any dirt.
Did we all go to the river?
Well, the three of us, and I think Tenzin's still at the camp, right?
I just kind of snuck by the river.
How long would they be down there?
it would probably be. You didn't camp like right on the river. That definitely would not be a good place to camp. But like it would probably be they'd be gone for like an hour to like get down there, wash, and then.
And we
back.
watered all the horses.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I have nothing else to do other than wash my dog. Hey, I can't come back to wash my dog.
We're gonna have to process the hog soon.
Yeah, let's do that. While they're down at the river, Remember and Tenzin are processing boars. The boars.
Hog, boar, same difference.
You get 6 usable tusks from them for your jewelry.
Cool.
And then, do you want boar hide?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, you would get 2 usable boar hide.
Nice. Do you want me to keep track of that, or do you want to
You go
split
ahead
it?
because you use it for
Okay.
jewelry and shit.
Okay.
I assume Tenzin would have taken it anyway, so.
I mean, he was gonna split it.
Okay.
If he wanted it.
Very nice of you.
All right.
You're like, I'm
So,
very
6
small, I can
tusks.
cover and tit.
Yep, 6 tusks and then 2 hide.
Enough meat to feed all of us for the next week.
Honest. Except for the strength.
Aw. I
Welcome
just
to
wrote
D&D.
Rem and Tem. Clean the boars.
Rem and Tem and the Babes. That's our team name.
Alright.
Ram, Tem, and the babes.
Babes.
Alright, so you go ahead and you four have your horses saddled up. Who's riding horses?
Me.
I think Remember would feel bad about riding her horse. Like, she had to be a pack animal, but she, like, feels bad sitting on it.
Makes sense.
Why do you ride the body then?
It's like, she'll just run
so
alongside it.
she's just like walking next to her horse.
Yeah, because I assume we're not going, like, full gallop. We're probably, like, going at a nice pace, but we're not, like,
Yeah.
running the horses out. So she can just walk next to it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is that horses don't actually have movement speed that's much faster than walking.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a way for you to carry more things and to go farther. You don't have to rest as soon, but you definitely, if you were running your horse, you would like kill it before you got to the next town. So,
Yeah, so she's just walking next to it, and it's holding all her stuff.
are you still walking near Remember?
Yeah, I'm mingling around.
You're part of the group, but like not really.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the outskirts. So I'm like, you know, a nice casual, loud talking distance
Okay.
away.
All right. So you guys are walking, and Rinna knows that a checkpoint is coming up.
Oh no.
There are guards stationed there. What would she do?
So I wouldn't go through the checkpoint.
Yeah.
I would get into the city a different way.
You're not. Okay, so real quick.
Yes.
So you guys are nearing the city of Clacton.
Mm.
That's where like the checkpoint is.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
freaking. What's his freaking name? What's the
Okay, then we're still in
Archie.
Texas, right? Are we in
Archie's
Garon?
dad is in Scrap
You've
House,
actually
which we're gonna
you know
pass
that
through.
you have passed into Garon's
Okay.
territory.
Awkward.
Then I go through my routine of how I get my items into any sort of checkpoints. And I warn y'all.
Interesting.
So, usually I do these sorts of things very much alone. You guys are kind of a bit of, remarkable.
Like, what's wrong with us as I point upwards to the 8-foot person that we have with us?
I don't know about your extensive knowledge of Garon, but they don't like magic.
Right.
Why would a bunch of people who are obviously using magic go into Garon?
Well, to be fair, only two of us.
Are we inside? We're not inside of the guards or anybody,
No,
right?
no. It's still several miles out. Like she just knows based on like the
Yeah.
local terrain and like she knows where she is.
I'm
kind of
gonna
thing.
pull a hiss that I'm like, what am I gonna do with my boy then? Again, he's gonna have like that little cat like puppy
Yeah.
when you pull them out and hold them underneath their front arms.
Can you get him to stay in his pouch?
Oh yeah, but like you don't have magic. I'm gonna like do flying gestures with him. Like you don't have they don't have like magic testers or anything.
No, they don't have magic testers. They just don't. They can't see it.
They should have somebody design that and probably make a lot of money.
Well, for your
And
sake, I hope
and
they
he's
don't.
going. And like his wings are kind of like unfurling a little bit every time you do this. They like go out a little bit, and he's just like.
Sweet boy.
He's like this little freaking army man that you drop with the parachutes.
Well, do they thoroughly check packs and things like that?
A
or-
lot of times they can't totally tell if something is magical unless it has some sort of obvious
Oh,
characteristic.
that makes sense.
But if you use magic, you can tell if something's magical. Most of them won't be able to tell, but the point is you can't use it in front of them, especially not guards. Some people will turn a blind eye, most won't. So,
What do you do with all those things that you have that are enchanted? Do you know somewhere where we could get enchanted things?
I'm not really I could take you to a place where you could talk to some people about it. If you're so inclined.
Coconuts.
Yeah, I mean,
So, what do we need to do to get past this checkpoint?
Avoid using any magic. If you have magic items, try to put them at the bottom of your packs. Your little creature,
Yeah, put him in.
out of sight. Completely
I
out of
don't
sight.
have
So like
any.
fly him around still. I'm gonna like put him on Remember's hand and let him like crawl up her shoulder and like make her an obstacle course.
Good. Remember's delayed.
Yeah, you just feel like little pinpricks as he like climbs across your
Remember's holding
exposed
as
skin.
still as possible.
He's like nipping at her hair, like pulling at it a little bit.
Don't bite her hair.
We
He like looks up and has like a braid hanging in his mouth, and he's like, and then like goes back to climbing.
We collectively we don't really have anything that's we have except for you. You have a couple things that stand out, Angarad, but I think we don't really have.
Oh, how do
No.
they feel about drugs?
Really?
You know, asking for a
Drugs?
friend.
They hate magic. Drugs aren't magic, right?
Yeah. Alright.
Drugs are drugs. Like,
I mean, how does a taste feel about drugs? Do they like them? Do they encourage you to use them?
Well, you see, it's kind of hard because it's in like the same like realm as people using magic. Because like it's the person who makes magic things that makes the tea. So, you know.
Why don't you try to avoid doing drugs in front of the guards? I'm
I'm not
not
trying to do drugs in front of people.
just ensuring it.
All right, so should we take some time to just make sure everything that's questionable is not?
Just put all the dead
So,
pig bodies on top
I'm
of
going
stuff.
to wrap
Yes.
my scarves
We could hide them in the husks.
and make sure it just looks like I have scarves on my head
That's
and
a
not
good
like
idea.
I'm covering my third eye.
It's a religious
which
wrapping.
which she hasn't seen yet, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm turned away. I'm not.
Yeah. Okay.
The makeup is
Really
done
bad.
flawlessly. It has wings on both sides, but nobody can see it, so it's fine.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
using that contorts power.
And, oh yeah, by the way, Safine has blue lips.
I've like put foundation over them though, like the horrible trend in the early 2000s. Or,
Yikes.
And I have like lipstick stuff if you want it.
Yeah, and she has just like a lot on her head.
Okay.
A lot.
Just a lot.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna take the only things that I really have because we destroyed the stones that I had. Do we still have the hush hush with us?
Yeah, but those. Well, we all had a piece of antler, so it just looks like antler.
Yeah,
now.
that's fine. So the only thing that I really have that is in and of itself magical is my actual spell book. I would like to, since my horse has like a lot of packs and like stuff on it, if there's any way I can hide my spell book underneath like the
The
blankets
saddle.
that are.
Put it inside the
Well, I
pig
don't
body.
know. I don't know if my horse has a saddle necessarily, but like pack horses, you usually put like a blanket underneath
Yeah.
all of the pack stuff, and there's like a lot of packs on my horse. So if I could slip it underneath the blankets and find a way to hide it,
Okay.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
And
Do
of
I roll
course,
for it or
You don't have to roll for it.
okay.
what is your motive going into the city?
To pass through
Good
the city.
fucking question.
We have no business in this city particularly. We are just moving further into Garan.
Okay. They'll probably ask that. They get suspicious.
We're going to see family. What was Archie's dad's name in Scrabcaster?
I don't know if we ever got it.
You did. Well, you knew that it was Lord Fancyleaf.
Oh,
Sure it was.
fancy leaf. Okay, if anything,
It was
we're going-
Archibald Fancyleaf.
If anything, we're gonna go see.
But the
Lord
it was
Fancyleaf.
Lord Valos. Lord Valos Fancyleaf is the mayor of
That doesn't sound
Scrabcaster.
nearly as pretentious.
Or made up.
So we can, if anything, say we're going to see Lord Fancyleaf. If it gets dire, but hopefully they won't ask.
I would
Hopefully
not
they won't
recommend that as our primary job. So
I would
maybe as a
say
last resort.
That's what I mean.
we're going to Watervale on business. Is Watervale your long-term goal? I assume if you're going to Garon, you're going to Watervale.
Near Waterville. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. We have business in Watervale.
Okay. So you guys continue on down the road. You get Hith tucked away quietly.
You're gonna tell him if you come out and they find you, they will murder all of us.
He just goes, and then he just like curls up real quiet. You tuck your spell book away, and
He's like
as
4
you
now, like,
and as you crest a hill, you can in fact see where they have a small house, and you can see a couple of men lingering on the road just outside of this house. And beyond that, you can see plumes of smoke rising from something that's it doesn't look like it's a fire, it looks like it's more like chimneys or something like that. And it takes you another probably half hour to come down, and the two men come and stand in the middle of the road, and one of them has a long bow, the other has a sword at his hip, and alright, just wait right there. And
Oh shit, in my cloak. I would have remembered
you-
I said I was gonna take it
yeah,
off.
you did. Alright, I'll allow it. Yeah, you said that earlier.
Oh my god.
And so they do eye Rinna, and they're like, so you're back in then.
Yeah, again, business as usual.
Alright, so you know the usual, go ahead, give us a turn. And the other one goes and he starts, like, feeling along your sleeves and along your legs. And, go ahead and roll sleight of hand. Sleight of hand with advantage because you've done this before with them.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
I gotta
Yeah,
read
no,
it first.
you like, now you see me.
Yes.
That, like, little satchel of
Yeah.
smuggled goods. Like, it's
Sort of.
Yeah, no, every time that they go and, like, feel along your sleeve, it just goes the other way.
Yeah.
You're very talented, at least with this.
Yeah.
And they nod and they look to the others. Alright, I don't recognize any of you, but, welcome to Garan. Anything to declare?
Ourselves.
Alright, potions or anything of the sort that we need to know about?
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
You guys do have health potions on you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Whoever has health potions needs to roll deception.
Oh, are they gonna fuck you up over a health potion? This is my medical
Magic.
marijuana!
I have a green card. I don't remember if I still have
Wait,
one.
what'll happen if we declare? a
Yeah,
person?
I don't even know.
Will they murder us?
Problem is, I never declare anything. I just hide it.
Oh, well, hang on one second. I gotta know what my deception is. So, 15.
Okay, yeah, that goes ahead and that.
Okay, cool.
Sick, I have no health potions left.
Yeah, I don't think I ever had any.
I'm
I don't
out.
think I ever took any.
Nice try.
I let out a very small breath as she passes.
Shoot, I have 5, bro.
17.
And
Yeah, no, you both go ahead. And,
I have 3 greater health potions, 2 lesser health potions. I have a sickness poison. I have a bunch of drugs.
I think I
Why,
have, like-
why does our cleric have all of the healing potions, y'all?
I have like
Heal
2.
you.
I have 2 common. I have 2 healing potions, like common healing potions.
I never took any, I don't think.
Alright, well, welcome to Garan, and just make sure you behave yourselves. If you see anything suspicious in the way of magic and magery and all that nonsense, we actually had one slip in, unfortunately. Used a charm spell on us about 3 days ago. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Rinna?
Absolutely not.
Would you mind
You
giving us
know
a
better.
description so we can keep our eyes out for the rapscallion?
It's probably disguised, but they look to be a blonde. That's about all I've got.
Just a blonde, not a woman or a man or.
Just a blonde. Our pay was docked.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
Come on.
No,
We're
no,
on-
they keep saying that we need to keep an eye on you, and we haven't gotten you for anything yet. But I'm sure one of these months we're gonna get you.
I declare anything that I have.
Aye, and you never declare anything,
Because I have nothing.
and that's what makes you suspicious. All right, get on then.
Goodbye now.
And they just kind of nod and go back to conversing
Do
with
we know
themselves.
any blondes?
As we're walking away, once we get out of hearing distance, I look over at everyone. So it has just occurred to me, as we were at that checkpoint, I cannot talk, or they will know where I'm from.
Right.
Can you do an accent?
Probably, if
You
necessary.
did that accent for Meredith when we were in the bank, yes. You could do that
I
accent.
am very bored. I would like to read my.
Maybe those Western.
What's two people from Garon sound like?
Short consonants, long syllables.
Short. They sound short.
Sounds short.
Traveling through the woods?
Just
was it just like
dampen
a
it.
small checkpoint?
It varies across the land, but if you just dampen
like going
everything,
into farmland
just sort of
now.
put a blanket on your accent and
Monotone.
calm it down.
So you want me to talk like this?
It's annoying, but they won't recognize you. Practice.
Are Gyrinese people smart or what?
Okay. Okay.
I've never had to disguise people who use magic. I had to disguise items. Items don't talk.
So you guys go ahead and you're heading down through these rolling hills, and you are heading past farmland, and you can see that where you would assume would be just farmland is a very hard-packed dirt path that leads off into what is quite obviously a mine. And there's actually some people heading off into it, and you see a lot of dwarven people rushing this way and that. It's about midday by this point, and there are a few humans going about their business, but that's about all you see.
So there are people around now.
Do you live here or
No.
where do you live?
I mean, do you know Garan?
No, that's a fair point, but I know the cities.
I'm from originally. It's called Rose Lake.
Is that closer to Waterville?
Not particularly. I mean, it's more like if you want to go into Waterville and then take a very, very sharp turn left, you'll get hit it eventually, but there's not much there. I've lived in Waterville for the past few years.
So what are you doing out here?
Well, business. And business and numbers, and I'm making my fortune.
Not suspicious at all.
As you guys are going into the town, you can actually hear a man with a tinkerer's cart, and he's
Son of a bitch.
and he's it is not Tom.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. I know where Tom is. But you hear a man with a tinkerer's cart, and he's, all right, I have needles, I have thread, I have gears, and I have cogs. Come up and get what you need. And you see a couple people going up and exchanging bits and pieces, and he sees you guys as you are coming into the town, and travelers, hello, is anything you're after?
What the fuck is a cog?
I always need a good cog.
Oh, you're very new to Garon then. And he goes and he gets out just like a handful of these mechanical bits and pieces, and he holds them up, and he's, now this one here, this is a gear, this one here is a cog, this one here, that's a fiddler, and he's clearly renaming things. He's holding up nuts and bolts, he's holding up some very shiny screws, but he's just like,
What's the difference between a cog and a gear?
that one is a question for the builders. That one's not on me. I just sell it all.
You don't know about it, but you sell it?
Yes, I just need to know which spokes go where, and that's about
What's a
it.
spoke?
He like gestures to his wheel, and he's like, these are the spokes of the wheel.
Oh shit, I didn't know that had a name. Interesting.
Welcome to Garon.
So like his cart, does it look different than the other carts we've seen?
Actually, yes. While it does have wheels on it, it also has these four. I'm trying to think of the best way that I would describe them. It looks as if someone has taken a pole and bent it in half, and there's four of them sitting on the side of this cart, and rather than the shut up kind of doors and such, this one actually appears as if it were mostly welded together. It's got some very fine metal work around the outside, and it has a seat on it. But there is no horse to be seen. There's no donkey to be seen.
I bet you they would know what the club is here. That club that we saw, the one.
Oh, and clackers.
Are you guys saying this in character?
Yeah.
Okay, and he, the clacks?
What are the clackers?
Somebody mentioned something.
Do you
about
not have Would you like to see a clack? I would love to. I love to see what new people. And he takes a key out of his
This
vest.
is like when you get stopped
And he
at those
goes
tourist
around.
traps.
And he goes
Yeah,
around
I'm just
the
in the
back.
side. I'm going.
He goes around the back of his cart, and you hear it, and then all of a sudden, the whole cart starts to shake a little bit, and those poles whip out and jam into the ground, and the whole cart lifts up, and it clacks forward and walks.
Creepy.
And then he
I'm
directs it.
gonna lean over.
And he directs it back with a lever that's by the seat, and he's just directing it back and forth, and he's like, "This is a clack."
It's kind of like magic.
And then he turns the key back and pulls the key out, and it folds back up and sits back down again.
Thames is gonna lean over to. It's Rinna, right? Rinna. He's gonna. I thought magic wasn't allowed here.
It's mechanics. You don't.
And where
How do you sell wares?
Well, cause
Not like
even
that.
in Adcore, there wouldn't be something.
No, you've never seen anything
In the
like
city.
this before.
Yes, in the city. Sometimes they have carts or wagons.
But that takes up so much space.
Do you have
What
a piece of
beast is
paper? I
that?
would love to ask you what this thing is.
Piece of paper?
Yeah, I want to draw it for you. I don't have it with me. It was too expensive.
I can give you paper for a copper.
Do you have a piece of paper?
Yes.
So I take a piece of paper and I draw what those merchants were. I was like, what is this? Do you know what this is?
Yes, that looks a bit odd, but that looks to be a pistol?
What's a pistol?
What was I told it was called? Oh,
Wait,
no,
a
they just
club.
called it a
They
club.
call it a club.
A gun? Is that what it looks like?
They found
Pistol.
they found something, and he's like, yeah, it looks to be similarly to a pistol, but a bit odd with that bulky bit there.
How exactly does that work? Because we couldn't figure it out.
They said it was a club.
Yeah, they said just hit people with it.
I can see why you're moving into Garan then. Well, that's all that crazy magic makes people dumb. But yes, so that bit there, you put black powder in there, and then when you pull that trigger back, it fires it off, and you fire off a round.
It's
Fine.
gunpowder. It's flammable.
A round of usually iron or silver if you're hunting the lupine.
So it's like a crossbow, but fire.
It's like a crossbow,
but that
the way that a clack is like a wagon.
Yes.
How peculiar.
What were they selling it for? They were selling it for way too much money.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Something like 50 gold.
I don't know if I wrote it down.
There's no bullets inside.
There's lots of different rounds for them, but it seems like it would have been a decent price. But yes, anything else I can show you? And
Does he have anything does he have some nice looking metal
he have a
pieces
gun?
that Tamsin might be interested in?
This merchant.
he has a box of really shiny gears that are listed for
Tamsin makes
one
jewelry.
silver apiece.
Silver piece.
Mm-hmm.
So Tamsin's gonna go through and pick out 5 pieces
Okay.
that he really likes, 5 gears that he think would make some really nice jewelry, unique, and he'd be like, this is jewelry from Garan. But would you consider doing 3 for the 5 pieces? We've been traveling a long time, and I'm a jeweler. I make jewelry from
Do you have
different
anything
places.
interesting to trade?
As a matter of fact, I might. Pull up my list of stuff I currently have. Did I sell those earrings? The yellow feather and manicore spike earrings?
Pretty sure you gave those to Lily.
Yeah.
Did I give them to her?
Yeah, you gave those to Lily.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
On
I'll
your
take those
date.
off my list. So I have a necklace. I think that was the white one. I don't remember now. I just have a necklace there. And then, oh wait, no, that was the necklace from the maze thing with the
Oh yeah.
that I found in one of the chests. So I have that like sparkly necklace, and then I have a wolf hide bracelet with wolf teeth and claws on it. It's kind of like cool and BA leather. So those are the only two things I have finished right now. I haven't had time to work on stuff. But so I will show him those two pieces.
I'll go ahead and do, I'll do 2 silver and that necklace.
I feel the necklace is worth more than 3 silver.
Wait until you see what they've got in Garan. I won't be able to sell that to anyone except the outlying villages.
Well, damn.
You said the necklace and 2 silver? For the 5. Okay. Well, I've not been here, and I would like these for some jewelry. We'll call it a deal.
All right then, take your gears for jewelry. And he goes ahead and makes the exchange. So you now have 5 gears.
Oh, yeah, 5 very nice gears.
Very nice. You'll be able to sell those in a different country now.
Exactly, that's the point. That's what Temsin does. He travels, he collects stuff from each place and makes jewelry and sells it.
Okay.
That's how he makes his side money.
Anything else that I can interest anyone in?
Would a map be helpful?
I could give you a ride on the clack for a copper.
Remember, slams a copper down on the
Oh
table.
my gosh.
All right. Well,
Literally
you
asking
might
things that are simple.
not fit on the seat, but you can sit on the top. It'll hold you.
Remember, slams a second copper down on the table.
Who else are you wanting to ride?
Stop talking. Let me get on the phone.
He's like,
Clamorous.
very well. And so he like shows Remember how to climb up onto the top of this, and then he climbs up into the seat and he fits the key in and turns it, and the thing just, sure enough, very easily comes to life. And using the levers on either side, he just starts to walk it around the town, and it moves a little bit faster than a horse, but when he makes it go a little bit faster, it almost scuttles, and you just hear quack 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 quack
It's like
quack
that
quack
thing
quack
from Beauty
against
and the
the
Beast. Yes, that's the dad.
yeah it is. And so you just hear it clacking against the cobblestones, and as you watch, the feet look like they might slip on the stone as they come down onto it, but then they literally slip into the space between the cobbles, and it's very easily just stays up, and he drives it around. He drives it around the town of Clacton, and then he lowers it back down.
I can't believe you just spent a copper trying to ride a clack.
I've never been on one before. It's fucking weird.
Most people haven't been on one.
I mean, she's right. Most people go inside them, but welcome to Garan. You're going to have a great time here.
It's like when you
Yes,
ride
it-
carriages in St. Augustine. Like, there's really no point.
I won't lie, I already like this more than it tasted.
Let's do it.
Most people like this more than a tasteth. The tasteth is well, they're just a special place, aren't they? Bless their hearts.
The ruinous magic users.
Completely agree.
Some racist
Now,
ass. Oh, shit.
Would anyone else like a ride?
No, thank you, darling.
Oh, Ingrod's now country.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Me, and I cannot stress this enough.
Aw.
And so he goes ahead and like gently helps Remember down so that he doesn't damage his wagon.
Sick.
Well, at least they won't think you're from a magic using country.
Is there an inn that you recommend? Maybe one that's a little bit sketchier so that we fit in?
Well, we do have the,
Oh, I was asking Rinna.
Oh,
Rinna.
Rinna.
Damn it, Rinna.
Rinna.
You'll get it, I promise.
Rinna.
Um,
I'm not gonna out us to this clackle man.
yeah. Yeah, there's one we could go to.
you lead them to an inn called the Borrowed Spine.
Ooh.
Sounds right up Remember's alley.
And
I've definitely stayed here before several times, so.
you would be able to clue them in that it is also a brothel.
Yes. Yes.
What word?
You asked me for a
brothel.
sketch,
Hey,
please.
brothel.
Say it one more time.
A brothel?
Brothel?
No, that's not how you're saying it. You say the word out loud again.
Brothel.
Yeah.
No, that was different that time.
Brothel.
That was,
Yeah.
So you were definitely saying it with a D.
Brothel.